In the news this week, Australia is shocked as Fremantle City Council moves National Day celebration date.
Plus how to avoid buying second-hand lemon cars, a special investigation.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Lung and Daniel Staniscov.
Good evening. Fremantle has shocked the nation by moving the city's Australia Day celebration to the 28th of January instead. The move adds fuel to the fire after the mayor claims he has public support, while One Nation WA's secretary labelled the change as un-Australian during an exclusive interview.
This year, Fremantle has decided to change the day of Australia Day celebrations to the 28th of January. Fremantle Mayor Brad Petit says the idea was prompted by speaking to people at last year's Australia Day.
This came from some great discussions that we had with Aboriginal elders in and around Freo.
January 26 is supposed to be a day of national pride and celebration, and some people believe the day itself is hard to celebrate because of this history. Rod Caddies, potential candidate for WA's One Nation Party, says his new day is contributing to exclusion.
I don't believe it would bridge a gap. I believe it would distance people even more.
If that's the same of all over Western Australia, it should be the same day. People won't know where they are with one day for one and one day for another day.
While not everyone is behind the idea of moving the day of celebrations, Mr. Petit expects a lot of people will celebrate on both days. He says the council will offer this alternative event annually.
It's a worthwhile national conversation and one we're proud to be part of.
Helene Fong, WAMN News.
Buying a second-hand car can be an exciting yet tricky task, but there is no shortage of scam complaints from car buyers according to government statistics. Reporter Nelson Liu's investigation discovers many Australians don't do their research before purchasing, and when victims realise they've bought a lemon car, it's too late.
Mechanic Matthew Bormolini has inspected many of WA's second-hand cars brought to him by buyers, and he's concerned by what he's seen.
I'd say 40% of them are dodgy, even 50%, so half-half.
He says there are many mechanical and appearance problems found in the cars, not revealed in the advertisements listed by private sellers.
You look at the car and you look at the odometer, for instance, and it says 60,000, and you know it's done more than 60,000 because the way the car looks.
Many used car buyers don't know about the problems, only discovering they've been misled after they've paid. Consumer Protection says buyers aren't inspecting cars properly to avoid potential problems.
It is a very emotive process. You know, people see the shiny new car, they have to have it, you know, and all rationale goes out the window.
They say, however, appearance misrepresentation and odometer fraud is a concern, and offenders have been prosecuted, including 4 this year for winding back odometers. Mechanics say people aren't doing their homework before buying a second-hand car, but Consumer Protection says there are measures they can take to protect themselves and their hip pocket.
Do your homework first, so do your research on the internet, get that mechanical check done before you actually commit to buying the vehicle.
Nelson Liu, WAMN News.
Paralyzed police officer Ryan Marin's appeal comes to a successful end after being awarded a $6 million ex-gratia payment by the government. Marin is bound to a wheelchair after contracting Murray Valley encephalitis 5 years ago during a patrol in the Kimberley region. The Medically Retired WA Police Officers Association says there are many medically retired police officers that aren't getting the same media attention as Marin, and their claims are being rejected.
Ryan is only one case. We are aware of a number of other officers who have approached Michael Mission's office, the Attorney General, for workers' compensation payouts and ex gratia payouts because of their suffering and their hardships. These have all been rejected.
Police have arrested 10 people during a joint operation with the Australian Border Force and the Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission in an effort to reduce the supply of cannabis. 24 drug search warrants have been executed, more than 1,500 cannabis plants and approximately 30 kilograms of cannabis materials were seized. 6 people were charged and faced court this week. The other 4 have been released by police pending further investigations.
Cuban's revolution leader Fidel Castro passed away at the age of 90, according to the nation's state television. His passing was confirmed after Mr. Castro's brother and current president made the broadcast announcement. In 1959, Mr. Castro led a revolution in an island nation to overthrow a pro-government American administration. In 2006, he handed over the leadership to his brother due to failing health. His last public appearance was on the 19th of April this year during the country's Communist Party convention.
There are new revelations that Hillary Clinton only made a conceited phone call to Donald Trump after President Barack Obama urged her to do so. A report from the White House senior correspondent revealed that the phone call was made around 2 in the morning after Mr. Trump won 3 swing states, including Pennsylvania, Michigan and Wisconsin. Ms. Clinton then cancelled her speech before Mr. Trump declared victory. The Independent Greens Party is appealing for a vote recount for those 3 states.
And finally this week, nearly 20 numbats are set to return to the wild in a bid to prevent the decline of the endangered species. The numbats bred at Perth Zoo will be fitted with radio collars with the aim to release them into the nature environment in a week's time. 5 of them will be released into the Dryandra woodlands, while the rest will be released into the Mount Gibson Wildlife Sanctuary.
It's very important to be able to monitor the animals, firstly to make sure they survive. We can also follow up the females because they'll be having babies in January, and we can catch the animals then and check their pouches and make sure we'll count the number of young that have been produced.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
And those are the top stories you need to know this week.
We have the latest news on our website and Facebook. Danielle will be back in the chair next week. Bye for now.
See ya.